And for everybody else, I'm Susan Walker. I'm an artist. This is my studio in Issaquah, Washington. And years ago, and we're talking 30 years ago, I was a first grade teacher. And I wanted to share some of those skills with Emerson as he's learning to read. He's a kindergartner, so join us if you can. Thank you. See you soon. Hello, my friends. Just call me Gigi. Hi, everybody. Today is our last Phonics with Gigi for the summer. And we're going to read together two of my favorite books. No phonics lessons, just enjoy a good book. So we're going to be reading Blueberries for Sal, which was written about 70 years ago, 70. And then we're going to be reading The Day the Crayons Quit. And this book was written 7 years ago. So with one book, we're going way back to when Gigi was a little girl. And this book is when, actually, Gigi wasn't a teacher. Gigi was a school principal by this time, 7 years ago. Anyway, they're wonderful books, and I'm so glad you could all join me today. And let me get the books ready to start reading, okay? Today, my friends, I'm wearing my artist smock that I paint in. So if you see little flecks and pieces of color, I'm not a messy person. I just taking a break from my painting. There's my oil paints, my palette. And there's some of my brushes. So I wanted you to know that side of me too. Have you ever noticed that I prop books up on this? This is called a level. And that is because this great, huge easel has this handle, and this rope and pulley. There's the rope. It moves it up and down. Look at how tall this is. And it's really hard for me to move it up and down. So for the read-aloud books, just prop them up on this nice tool. This book is Blueberries for Sal. And here's Sal, little girl. The author is Robert McCloskey. He also wrote and illustrated Make Way for Ducklings, which we read earlier in another episode. So remember, I told you this book was written 70 years ago, 70. And back in those days, instead of going to the grocery store to buy cans of food and other things, there was something called canning, where you could make and store food, particularly fruits and vegetables, at home, either in your refrigerator or it's called a pantry, in the pantry. And so this is Sal and this is Sal's mom. Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey. He is also the illustrator. One day, little Sal went with her mother to Blueberry Hill to pick blueberries. Little Sal brought along her small tin pail, and her mother brought her large tin pail to put the berries in. "We will take our berries home and can them," said her mother. "Then we will have food for the winter." And this is what cars used to look like. Sal picked 3 berries and dropped them in her little tin pail. Kerplink, kerplink, kerplunk. She picked 3 more berries and ate them. Then she picked more berries and dropped 1 in the pail. Kerplunk. And the rest she ate. Then little Sal ate all 4 blueberries out of her pail. Her mother walked slowly through the bushes, picking blueberries as she went and putting them in her pail. Little Sal struggled along behind, picking blueberries and eating every single one. Little Sal hurried ahead and dropped a blueberry in her mother's pail. It didn't sound kerplunk because the bottom of the pail was already covered with berries. She reached down inside to get her berry back. Although she really didn't mean to, she pulled out a large handful because there were so many blueberries right up close to the one she'd put in. Her mother stopped picking and said, "Now, Sal, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to take her berries home and can them for next winter." Her mother went back to her picking, but little Sal, because her feet were tired of standing and walking, sat down in the middle of a large clump of bushes and ate blueberries. On the other side of Blueberry Hill, Little Bear came with his mother to eat blueberries. "Little Bear," she said, "eat lots of berries and grow big and fat. We must store up food for the long, cold winter." Little Bear followed behind his mother as she walked slowly through the bushes, eating berries. Little Bear stopped now and then to eat berries. Then he had to hustle along to catch up. Because his feet were tired of hustling, he picked out a large clump of bushes and sat right down in the middle and ate blueberries. Over on the other side of the hill, little Sal ate all of the berries she could reach from where she was sitting, and then she started out to find her mother. She heard a noise from around a rock and thought, "Oh, that is my mother walking along." But it was a mother crow and her children, and they stopped eating berries and flew away, saying, "Caw, caw, caw." Then she heard another noise in the bushes and thought, "That surely is my mother, and I will go that way." But it was Little Bear's mother instead. She was tramping along, eating berries, and thinking about storing up food for the winter. Little Sal tramped right along behind. By this time, Little Bear had eaten all the berries he could reach without moving from his clump of bushes. Then he hustled off to catch up with his mother. He hunted and hunted, but his mother was nowhere to be seen. He heard a noise from over a stump and thought, "Oh, that is my mother walking along." But it was a mother partridge and her children. They stopped eating berries and hurried away. Partridge is a bird. Then he heard a noise in the bushes and thought, "That is surely my mother. I will hustle that way." But it was little Sal's mother instead. She was walking along picking berries and thinking about canning them for the next winter. Little Bear hustled right along behind. Little Bear and little Sal's mother and little Sal and little Bear's mother were all mixed up with each other among the blueberries on Blueberry Hill. Little Bear's mother heard Sal walking along behind and thought it was Little Bear. And she said, "Little Bear, eat all you can possibly hold." Little Sal said nothing. She picked 3 berries and dropped them, kerplink, kerplunk, kerplunk, in her small tin pail. Little Bear's mother turned around to see what on earth could make a noise like kerplunk. She cried, choking on a mouthful of berries. "This is not my child. Where is Little Bear?" She took one good look and backed away. She was old enough to be shy of people, even a very small person like little Sal. Then she turned around and walked off very fast to hunt for Little Bear. Little Sal's mother heard Little Bear tramping along behind and thought it was little Sal. She kept right on picking and thinking about canning blueberries for next winter. Little Bear padded up and peeked into her pail. Of course, he only wanted to taste a few of what was inside, but there were so many, and they were so close together, that he tasted a tremendous mouthful by mistake. "Now, little Sal," said little Sal's mother without turning around, "you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to can these for next winter." Little Bear tasted another tremendous mouthful and almost spilled the entire pail of blueberries. Little Sal's mother turned around and gasped, "My goodness, you are not little Sal. Oh, where is my child?" Little Bear just sat munching and swallowing and licking his lips. Little Sal's mother slowly backed away. She was old enough to be shy of bears, even very small bears like Little Bear. Then she turned and walked away quickly to look for little Sal. She hadn't gone very far before she heard kerplink, kerplank, kerplunk. She knew just what made that kind of a noise. And Little Bear's mother had not hunted very long before she heard a hustling sound that stopped now and then to munch and swallow. She knew just what made that kind of noise. Little Bear and his mother went home down one side of Blueberry Hill, eating blueberries all the way and full of food stored up for next winter. Little Sal and her mother went down the other side of Blueberry Hill, picking berries all the way and drove home with food to can for next winter. A whole pail of blueberries and 3 more besides. There's their car. Oh, that's the end. And here they are back at their kitchen doing the canning, which requires these kind of special seals, I think they're called, and certain kinds of lids that snap down and suction. And here's the sugar for making canning the berries, and you have to cook them first. That's what's on the stove. That is Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCluskey. You've probably seen crayons at home and at school. Whoops! This next book, such a creative author, creates such a fabulous story. Let me get it ready. The Day the Crayons Quit. The words are written by Drew Daywalt, and the pictures are by Oliver Jeffers. Oh, this book has a dedication page. To Marichelle, Abigail, and Reese, D.D. It must be Drew Daywalt. To Evan, O.J., Oliver Jeffers. I bet that's their children. The Day the Crayons Quit. One day, in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. To Duncan. Here's the first letter. Hey Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, comma, Red Crayon. Here's the next letter. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizard's hats, but it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I am going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. And here he is, kind of an angry cloud over his head, and his mouth is big, and his finger is pointy up like that. I'm gonna lose it. Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called, quote, light brown, unquote, or, quote, dark tan, unquote, because I am neither. I am beige, and I am proud. I am also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, the ponies, and the puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners from Lucky and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. There's a wheat. It's a grain like bread is made out of wheat. Oh boy. Duncan, gray crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. You don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those big things. Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? You're very tired, friend. Gray crayon. Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time I'm the same color as the page you are using me on, white. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or fill an empty space between other things. And it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, white crayon. Hi, Duncan. I hate being used to draw the outline of things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw, like a nice beach ball, and then fill in the colors of the ball with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometime? Is that too much to ask? Your friend, black crayon. Dear Duncan, as green crayon, I am writing for two reasons. One is to say that I like my work, loads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful, quote, coloring things green, unquote, career so far. The second reason I write for my friend Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun. So please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, green crayon. So these two crayons, the orange and the yellow, are fighting for who makes the better sun. Here we go. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. And I can prove I'm the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on the field of yellow corn. Your pal, parentheses, and the true color of the sun, end parentheses, Yellow Crayon. Look at this angry orange crayon. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was going to be orange crayon next. Dear Duncan, I see Yellow Crayon already talked to you, the big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we are no longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday, you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Orange. You glad I'm here? Ha! or pal, parentheses, the real color of the sun, on parentheses. Oh, I think he meant to say, aren't you glad I'm here? Aren't you glad I'm here? And he signs it orange crayon. Look at yellow crayon. He's got his hands on his hips. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year and the year before that and the year before that. I've really enjoyed all those oceans and lakes and rivers and raindrops and rain clouds and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am so short and stubby. I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Duncan. Okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I'm a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color her little princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur or monster cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off all my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and I'm too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help! Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. And here's all the letters. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color. And of course, he wanted his crayons to be happy. And that gave him an idea. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring. There's an orange whale. The water is green. Here's a little white dog. Here's a pink airplane. There's a black beach ball with a red elephant on it. There's a pink dinosaur. Oh, teacher must have just loved this. I bet Duncan loved it too. Oh, and he got an A+ for creativity, for having such a good idea. That is fabulous. We're not happy. Down with this sort of thing. Boo! They're sort of doing a protest. That's the day the crayons quit. The end. Okay, my friends, Gigi signing off here. I've really enjoyed working with you for the past 3 months. Learning to read is challenging. It can be difficult. But you're good, hard-working word detectives. And it's so much fun once you've started to master it, because reading opens up worlds. Just worlds. You've got a great adventure ahead if you love books. Okay. Thank you for all your hard work and good listening. Bye.